News. Here's a look inside the Superdome in New Orleans. Tonight, it's a good Week 9 matchup here on a Monday night between the Baltimore Ravens and the New Orleans Saints.
Here on a Monday night between the Baltimore Ravens and the New Orleans Saints.
The first 2 months of the regular season down. What will the final 2 bring us as we're off in Week 9? And they will elect to not bring this one out as our first drive will begin at the 25. They'll start out here with action left. And whoa, he's going to hope that that is not a sign of things to come. A rude welcoming to this ball game. It's a loss of 4 on that first play, and it's second down. Jackson from the shotgun. Looking for Godwin, and he's got it complete. And he's up in it after a gain of 4 to the 25-yard line. I think defensively you're okay with that. Here in the first quarter, he's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on. And I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do it all game long? They catch it, you tackle them, they go down on the spot. Because when you're able to do that, and you don't give up big chunks of yardage after the catch, now you put the offense in a position where every series they have to work hard to pick up first downs, and you tend to stall them out when you do that.
One thing that you're going to see from this offense is that they love the matchup with their wide receivers against this secondary. That one wasn't successful, but don't expect them to back away from attacking all game long.
He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. Landry now on the return. A good kick that time, but also a pretty good 15-yard return. And the Saints will take over with a first down and 10. Good starting field position for them as they come up first and 10 at their own 43. They begin on the ground with Kamara. Marcus Peters up to make the tackle. This defense for the Ravens, they were terrific a week ago in that victory over Tampa Bay, Charles.
And that's not the half of it. They forced 7 turnovers in that game, and I know we always talk about turnovers coming in bunches once you force the first one, but 7? That seems almost impossible, but we watched it happen.
From the 45 on second down, Winston. That is hauled in by Michael Thomas. And he's got this to the 30 before being taken down. That one covers 24 yards. It's a first down.
I don't care who you put on him, he's going to be a handful of one-on-one throws.
Yeah, right now you're right. They're in man-to-man. Maybe needs some safety help.
I would say that'd be a good idea. Double team him somehow. I'm going to have to make someone else beat me rather than let him shred my defense.
So in Raven territory now. Here's a first and 10 at the 30-yard line. Winston again. It's Kamara. And he can only manage to get a couple. Second and 8 coming up. The Saints at 500 now, 4-4 on the year. And they come in on a pretty good roll here. Winners of 3 straight.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
The last run good for 2. Here's second and 8. They run it again with Kamara. And he's able to motor his way down to the 16-yard line. It'll be a Saints first down on a pickup of 13.
That was good, tough running right up the middle. And if the defense can't penetrate and make him slow his pace or change direction, that's often the end result.
So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. Washington, his first carry. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Yikes, a 4-yard loss really sets him back now for 2nd down.
When people talk about plays being blown up, that's exactly what they're talking about. That's Exhibit A for physical play.
They'll have to deal with a 2nd and 14 now after the loss. They'll pound it up the middle with Kamara. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. 1 yard is the loss. They back up even further to a 3rd and 15.
Well, let's face it, that's just a helpless feeling for a running back there. He's looking up to find a hole, and all he finds is a whole lot of ticked-off linebacker.
Maybe they want some extra time to talk about this 3rd and long play as we'll get a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. 7th play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down. Here's Winston. Complete to Olave on the out route. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. They pick up 10, but it'll still lead to a 4th down.
What I love about watching the passing game nowadays is that the one-dimensional receiver is really starting to leave the game. You've got to be able to do it all. Of course, you got to run fast. Of course, you got to catch the ball. But route running savvy and toughness, there's a premium for all of that now.
The kick by Lutz is good. And the Saints are going to take a 3-0 lead. That's how they're able to get 4 points in this one-possession ball game.
Ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. Well, they have the game here followed by the open date on their calendar next weekend. And Charles, this is a crew that you have to think really is relishing the opportunity to be on the couch for a few days.
Yeah, they certainly are, but let's face it, partner, they can't get caught looking ahead to that couch time while they're playing this one. They've got to take care of business first.
A man who missed all of 2021, this is J.K. Dobbins. And from the 25, they work this to the 29 and get the 4.
When you find that kind of guy, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? When you go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I like to keep carrying it, thank you.
So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the 1st down. On 3rd and 1, Jackson. That's complete. It's Devin Duvernay. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 18 yards on his first catch of the game. It's a 1st down.
That is definitely what we call on defense an uh-oh play. And what you mean by that is against Lamar Jackson, when you see him out of the pocket, your first thought is, uh-oh, he's going to try and run it. How do I get to him and get him on the ground? And guess what? That didn't happen, and his receivers took advantage.
And they'll let the quarterback keep it here on 1st and 10. And they went the wrong way there. Losing yardage back at the 43-yard line. Throwing on 2nd and 14. Jackson looking downfield for Godwin. And this time will be intercepted. Picked up by the corner, Bradley Roby. And the Saints will take over here at their own 12-yard line. So a first interception thrown for him there, and that really not the best decision either.
Not at all, and that's something he did not do in their victory last week. No interceptions in that game, but this defense, they're able to take advantage of an early mistake. Now let's see if they're going to turn it into points.
Following the interception, Winston. And he just gets rid of it, throws it away. The wise move there, looked like nobody open, now 2nd down.
Oh, I saw this one with defensive eyes because even as he escaped the pocket and bought time, the coverage stayed tight. Nothing broke down. Throwing it away, that was his only option.
2nd and 10. Winston, pressure gets to him, and down he goes. Back at the 4-yard line. David Ojabo in there to record the 2nd sack of his young NFL career.
I think most quarterbacks would love to have the goal line actually extend up into the air and turn into a wall. They can put their back against it and know exactly where they are on the field so they don't end up in the end zone. Didn't do it on that play, but perilously close to the goal line.
Three 0 after 1 on EA Sports. They'd like to avoid punting from their own end zone so they could use something here on 3rd down. Jameis to throw it. He completes it to Olave. And he'll have this past the 30 prior to going out of bounds. The defense shaking their heads, not aggressive enough, and they allow him to convert a 3rd and 18.
And that's a much-needed completion right there on 3rd down. Really a sigh of relief, isn't it? They're backed up deep. You know they don't want to give the ball back to the other guy. It's a great field position. They needed that throw, that completion, that 1st down.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Throwing, Winston. He's going to rifle one deep left side. It's caught inside the 25. And he'll be marked down right at the 20-yard line. Well, when it comes to throwing the deep ball, no one has ever questioned the arm strength of Jameis Winston. And this is a beautiful throw right here.
And we often talk about hang time for punts, but in this case, we should probably calculate the hang time on that throw because that one hung up there for a long time and managed to keep going and going until it found its target.
And that one spanning and even looking for Landry, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Patrick Queen. And the Ravens are going to have the football here at their own 18-yard line.
And as we've seen, points have been precious so far, and they just threw some away on that snap. And look, let's face it, as we advance further into this game, that play would be on the minds of everyone who's watching it. They wonder, this is the turning point. Is this the spot where those points were given away? It could cost them a ball game.
And he'll take this one up to about the 23. 6 yards there on the keeper. It's 2nd down. A little do-it-yourself run right there and a nice gain.
And I like that he knew that that was about all he was going to get. So he did a nice job of protecting himself, took care of the football, took what the defense gave him. If they continue to allow him to do that, they'll find their way taking what they can all the way to the end zone.
Off the play fake to Dobbins. Here's Jackson. He's going to find his running back. It's complete. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. That good for 21 yards on the catch and run. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Now flags come in. I think one of the Ravens got going a little early. A full start backs him up 5. 1st and 15. They'll go option to the short side. And a good swarm to the football defensively as they get him down at about the 40. Only a yard on the keeper, and it'll be 2nd down. Not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Marked that down for a win in the defense's column.
Throwing on 2nd and 14. Jackson. He'll swing this out to Dobbins. 2 yards on the pickup. And they'll be facing a 3rd and 12.
I feel like a little bit of a lost opportunity there for the offense because the defense got pressure that time. And sometimes against that, you get out to your running back, that can turn into a big game downfield. What a nice
see what they have drawn up here. A little bit behind the line. 12 yards needed to gain a first down. On third down, Jackson. And that is incomplete.
I tell you, Brandon, this defense is playing with some confidence. Haven't allowed a point yet. Flying to the football. I'm telling you, it's almost 11 to the ball on every snap. Another nice job there to force an incompletion.
First kick, 47. This one looks good as well. And this will be touchdown inside the 20. They'll spot it at the 18-yard line. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. 4-4 their record through 8 games on the season. Would you say that this team has overperformed, underperformed, or are they kind of right where you thought that they would be?
Do you mind if I say yes, yes, and yes? Because ultimately to me, 4-4 is about where they should be, because we've seen weeks where they've been really, really good. They've looked terrific. Other weeks where we wondered just how good is this team? They want to be consistent in their play, not consistently inconsistent, which is what they've been thus far.
And they'll get to him quickly here as he'll get a yard, just a yard to the 22.
Well, he hasn't made much of an impact in the running game thus far, and after that last run, not much is going to change in that area.
He hasn't been able to get anything going, and really the offensive line not helping him much. From the gun, Winston. This one taken in by Olave. And he'll be out of bounds right at the 40. Give him 18 there, and the Saints have a first down.
So many times in my career, I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. As long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
Now a first down carry. It's Kamara. And this time they were waiting for him as he'll be knocked down before he can get back to the line of scrimmage. It was Jamal Adams up from his safety spot to make the play behind the line.
And how about that, partner? That happened in a hurry. Sudden, explosive, gets into the backfield and spills the play.
And he was AFC Defensive Player of the Week last week because of plays just like that. And they'll send the tight end in motion. Now on 2nd and 13, Winston. And he fires one incomplete.
A lot of times it's that first read that you have. Maybe you get it in pre-snap and he locked in on his target, but he was covered quite well, and that one's incomplete.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Got an open man. It's Olave. And he's going to be taken down with the first down at the Ravens 39. A big play there as they get the conversion on 3rd and 13. Second quarter, 2 minutes remain. 3-0 our score. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. In motion goes the tight end. Winston now to throw on 1st down. Oh, this is intercepted, intended for Hill. Picked up by Brandon Stevens. And he will bring this back. It's a pick six and a Raven touchdown. Justin Tucker for the extra point. And this is up and good to make it 7-3. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And from back there, a wise move. He'll just sit on this one, and it'll come out to the 25. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. Now, they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. Winston. And he goes down. It's a sack. They get him back at his own 3-yard line. Adafe Owe showing off the pass rush skills. Now this one from about 2 counties over after the sack. They come up on a 2nd and very long. Another try after the first down sack. Winston. And Jameis intercepted a 3rd time. Shreds him with a stiff arm. An unfortunate sequence there, trying to get points before intermission, but now the interception, and their opponents have a chance to possibly pad their lead.
Yeah, they had an opportunity there, and they weren't able to capitalize on it, and that's something that could come back and haunt them later. They're begging their defense now to keep them from scoring before the half ends.
On 1st and 10, it's Dobbins, and he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. Off the play fake, here's Jackson. They're unable to connect, but a late flag comes in. And the contact may have come too early. So the ball's moved to about the 1 after the penalty, 1st and goal. They'll look to run with Edwards. And he'll actually lose a little bit of yardage here, back to the 2. So it's the big left tackle who gets tagged with a hold.
And sometimes you're actually executing the block well, and he starts to slip off of you, and instinctively you reach out and grab him. And when it's done like that, it's often seen by the official and called.
From the gun, Jackson. To the end zone, but knocked away and incomplete.
That's a really nice job there by the coverage, understanding that they're in a high-stakes situation. If he doesn't make a play on that ball, there's an excellent chance it ends up either as a touchdown or as a nice gain downfield.
On 2nd and goal, Jackson firing quickly here, and that's complete. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as they stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this first half. They really like to make the short field pay off. We'll see if they can, but this is 3rd and goal. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. Try and throw for it with Jackson. Got a man, it's caught for a Ravens touchdown. Chris Godwin in the final seconds of the first half. And the Ravens will extend their lead here just before halftime. Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and that pushes the lead up to 11. 4 seconds, all that remain here this first half as the kick gets away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. They'll indeed start on the ground and run that clock. And he'll get this up just shy of the 30. So we are at halftime here on a Monday night as we send you on over to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman in our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. The Saints going to go on offense first, and they trail here as we begin quarter number 3. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. Charles, it'll be interesting to see what adjustments this offense made in the locker room. Haven't really been able to get anything going offensively, virtually nothing in the ground attack either. So certainly something has to change here in quarter 3.
And I'm pretty sure their friends from the defensive side of the ball told them exactly that, because those guys, the stop troops, they've been playing pretty well. They've kept them around in this game. Now they got some time. The running game struggled in the first half. Opposition knows how to focus on defending the pass here. They've got to re-energize that ground game and maybe open things up for a comeback here in this half.
And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there.
Well, they still have time to get him established, but in my estimation, they've got to pick up the urgency here. They've got to get quickly in and out of the huddle and run off a bunch more plays.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Now Winston drops this off to Kamara out of the backfield. And he'll be out of bounds right at the 40. 12 yards there, good for a Saints first down.
Caught that one from you there, partner. I think we're on the same page on that one. Just his first catch. I think we both thought he'd be a little more active in the passing game. Let's see if that's the start of them trying to get the ball to him a little bit more here in the second half.
They'll run out of the gun with Kamara. And they'll get to him after a gain of 7 to the 47.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down, that fits the bill.
So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. Winston now. Downfield, and he's got away. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. A big play on the catch and run, covering 34 yards. So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on first down. From the gun, it's a run for Kamara. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. 43 yards rushing on 12 carries for him now.
Despite the score, despite the deficit, no quitting this guy. He's running angry, running through arm tackles. He wants to change what that scoreboard is saying.
First and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. Try to pound it in, Kamara. And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. Only a yard on the pickup there. 2nd and goal.
The yards may start getting a little tougher to come by down here near the goal line. That's good work defensively there on first down, holding them to a short gain.
Been in the red zone 3 times, and it's yielded just 3 points. Can they find the end zone here on 2nd and goal? Again, it's Kamara. And a minuscule gain of maybe a yard from the 6 to the 5. All right, so they got that one, Charles, against the center.
And let's remember how difficult it is for the center, because remember, he's got to snap the ball to put the play in motion, and sometimes you got that big guy on your nose. You got sometimes where he's coming at you at an angle. It's a difficult job for him to snap the ball and then execute his block.
2nd down, Winston. And he can't find anywhere to go with it. And he goes down. Brought down by multiple defenders, and it's a loss of 12.
Second goal, last thing you need to do is get pushed backwards to take a sack. But he couldn't find anywhere to go with the football. Had to eat it and ended up on the ground.
Third and goal, Winston. Over the middle, complete. It's Hill. A big play, but still not enough. Leads to a 4th and goal.
Nice job understanding the situation. 3rd and long, kept the play in front of them and made the tackle. They gave up a good chunk of yardage, but it does force a 4th down.
Fourth down, Winston. And it'll be intercepted. And the Ravens are going to get the ball back on the turnover. They hold on 4th and goal.
They were well aware of the scoreboard as they went into halftime, and they know how tough it's been to put up any kind of points. But if there's a positive after that play, is that they were able to take a shot at the end zone on their opening drive of this half. The negative, though, that shot at 6 ended in an interception. And we know that's not going to jumpstart this struggling offense.
Pushes him over. And some space here. And way up past the 35 before he's taken down. That one 28 yards on the ground. Just a terrific run there, Charles, from a running back who is so compact and powerful. And that strength was on display there.
Yeah, and this defense has had its share of problems getting guys to the ground. And here's another example. They never should have allowed this play to gain as many yards as it did. But poor tackling early in the play led to big yardage after the fact.
And you can see the distance traveled there after the initial contact on the next-gen stats. Looking downfield for Godwin. And this one is incomplete.
Looks like they went for the combo play there. A nice ample gain on the ground on the previous play. Going for the big shot on that one unsuccessfully.
To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Jackson backs into a crowd and intercepted. It's the Honey Badger, Tyrann Mathieu. And the Saints will have solid field position here as they take over at their 45-yard line. So a potential momentum shifter there, working with a 2-score lead, 3rd quarter, but that, not the smartest of throws.
I would agree with you on that one because this game is still very much in the balance. It felt pretty one-sided to this point, but now, if these guys can turn this turnover into points, things could start getting a little more interesting.
And a lane slow and materializing there as he'll get maybe a yard up to the 45. Final minute now in the 3rd quarter. To throw is Winston. The pass caught by Olave. And he's got room. And he'll get this to the 30-yard line before crossing over out of bounds. The catch and run pays off to the tune of 35 yards.
And that might be exactly what they needed to wake up this home crowd. They haven't given them much to cheer for so far. And never underestimate the effect the home crowd with you can have on a game.
The ball is out. Kamara fumbled it. And it's picked up by the Ravens. And they will take over at the 29-yard line. He has been a workhorse for them in this game, and ball security hasn't been an issue until that point.
Yeah, and let's face it, when he's going to carry the ball that many times, he becomes more and more of a target for the defense, knowing that he's going to be the primary guy. They'll just send more and more players towards him, trying to make sure they knock the ball free.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Looking left sideline, but it's incomplete.
Well, he certainly didn't like what he saw all from the coverage on his primary reads, and he didn't even have any luck trying to get back to his safety valve. Give defense credit. Coverage was in lockdown mode everywhere.
Play action. Now Jackson. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Bradley Roby, the ex-Buckeye, with a total blitz in the second. And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the third quarter has come to a close. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. The Ravens on third down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This will be third and forever. Now it's Jackson. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. Critical play in this football game because if they pick up the first there, that clock keeps rolling.
It has to be a little frustrating for them because they know that if they pick up a first down there and continue to eat away at the clock, really increases their chances of closing this one out. Now they're likely to have to give the football up and sweat it out on the sideline.
It's a 43-yard punt, a return of 5, and out will come the offense as they take over. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. Their defense was able to force the punt. That's the good news. But this is still a 2-score game, and they need points on this drive and in a relatively quick manner. Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
From the snap, he certainly looked like he knew where he wanted to go with the ball, but surprise, that guy was covered. So that took his attention elsewhere to no avail.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Winston. Out route to Hill, complete. On the move past the 40. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. The catch and run pays off for 29 yards.
Every drive from here out is definitely crucial and critical. They know that they need to get at least 3 here to get it back to a 1-score game. But I can't imagine that in their huddle that they're thinking at all about getting a field goal. They want to get into the end zone and then try and get the ball back again.
Kamara up the middle. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
They know that old expression, it's not my night. It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
Every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. They'll give him 4 yards there, and it'll be third down. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. Here's Winston. And he'll just toss it away. So he throws it away, and that brings up 4th down. But the other day they told us when we've got 3rd and 5 or less, we have to be able to convert. And I guess every team would say that, Charles, but an opportunity missed there.
What they were trying to tell us is they believe it's a matchup game at that point. And they like some matchups that they had. Thought they could exploit them, unable to do so on that play.
All right, so they needed 2 scores to get back in the game. The field goal there, maybe not exactly what they wanted, but the necessary first step.
And there's still time remaining, and there's enough time to get it done. They've got to get at the least a 3 and out here to get the ball back, preferably a takeaway.
And they'll get him down right around the 25, actually the 26 officially, so a net gain of 1 there. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. Their lead back down to 1 score after the field goal a moment ago, so they'll be looking to string together a few first downs, likely on the ground as they begin 1st and 10. That's the former Buckeye Pete Werner getting the sack. Well, they sent him on the blitz from that linebacker spot, and boy, he got there quickly.
He certainly did, and obviously he could have used a block from his running back, but I think you nailed it right there. The defender got into the backfield so fast, it's hard for anyone to react.
Meanwhile, Jackson's throws on target to Duvernay. And he'll be corralled well upfield right around the 40-yard line. That one a gain of 20 and a first down.
Well, that should be a reminder defensively, and I think it's a reminder to myself because you just can't sell out to stop the run. There's still enough time that this offense can move the football through the air, even on 1st and 2nd downs, and they obviously picked the right spot to throw the ball there.
He's going to let this one go deep, and that pitch, incomplete. What a difference a week makes. Last week he hit on over 80% of his passes. This week he's down under 50%. What do you see as the difference?
Well, I think we're used to seeing a drop. If someone's over 80%, they're not going to hold that number, not in this league. But a drop under 50%, that just tells me that the defense, they spent a lot of extra time on game films and came up with a really good plan to try and chip away at his timing.
And this shot downfield on second down is brought in. They'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. A big pickup of 38.
There's no doubt in my mind that not many guys in this league have had the impact that he's had here in the first half of the season. He's been a big play guy from the word go and continues to be one with another one right there.
They run the option here on 1st and 10. And he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26. Marcus Davenport brought him down, the UTSA product.
I think as a running back in this spot, you have to understand there's not going to be a whole lot of room to run. And in this case, ball protection takes precedent over trying to make something happen.
Throwing on 2nd and 14. Jackson flushed out right. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off by Justin Evans. And the Saints are right back in this football game. They exited the pocket trying to improvise. That was a tough throw, and unfortunately, it wound up in the wrong pair of hands.
And Brandon, when you're on the run, sometimes your downfield vision could get skewed just a bit. Now, the beauty of extending a play is sometimes your receivers find their way open, but oftentimes you end up closing down part of the field and bringing those defenders to the ball. And that one was picked off.
But now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete.
Well, that's good decision-making right there. Understood down and distance. Knew it wasn't 3rd down, and he still had another opportunity to earn the 1st down. Good job throwing it away and avoiding an interception.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, and now 3rd and 12.
There's no question that coming into this game, this defense is pretty vocal about its desire to take this running back out of his game. And all that pregame whooping has turned into results.
On 3rd down, Winston. Hard throw, incomplete.
You can tell they wanted to get that ball downfield, but they had nothing working in the secondary, so he dropped it off to the running back. That one ended up incomplete.
And it looks like this will be the last play before the 2-minute warning. In motion, the tight end. Desperation time. Winston on 4th down. And it's going to be batted down. And we'll go the other way with the football. The Saints' decision to go for it backfires. And boy, possession here turns over with the football already being in the red zone. So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. Jackson with a handoff to Dobbins on the option. And he's going to be hemmed in and brought down right at the line of scrimmage. Another running situation on the doorstep as they come up 2nd and 10. Dobbins going to take the handoff on the option. And they'll get him down right around the 16. The 2nd down play, not much better than the first, just a gain of 1 there. After that run, still a good amount of meat on the bone. This 3rd down play, can you envision them putting this in the air?
Totally. I mean, look at who he has under center right now. If you can't trust him.
And this is caught. And that could seal it. It's a touchdown. What a huge touchdown that was, obviously, here in the late stages of the 4th quarter as they try to put this one away.
And, Brandon, when they watch the film after this week, they'll be very proud of every rep if they close this game out. Just a few snaps remaining. They can't relax just yet.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. Well, Charles, you remember their last drive. They went for it on 4th down, didn't get it, but you understand why they did in this close game late. Now, though, the road back is even tougher.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And it was fair to look back and say the 4th down was a moment where this one was decided. But as you mentioned, understandable about why they went for it. But, hey, a lot of credit to the guys on the defensive side of the ball. They knew they'd have to defend in that situation, and they got it done.
You got the big lead defensively, willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackle. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
Give him a yard on the run there, and that's going to set up a 3rd down and 2. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
Connecting with Hill, and he goes out of bounds just shy of the 45. The Saints 1st down there on a gain of 11. Throwing, Winston. It's complete, Kamara. And he'll be tackled on the other side of midfield at the 46-yard line. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 seconds to go in the game. The busy night continues for Kamara. And he'll lose yardage here, back at the 47. Now another timeout called for by the offense, as it'll come with 36 seconds to go in half number 2.
I think this offense, specifically this running game, they're going to have to find a way to turn the page because they haven't found a way to run it effectively thus far, and it's cost them.
On 2nd and 11 now. Winston dancing to his left. And this will be well too low for him to bring in. It's incomplete.
Well, the connection they've had has been excellent today, but not on that snap. I think he was asking just a little too much as he extended that play, hoping for one more completion with him.
Here's Winston. To the right side, and he's got Landry complete. And he takes this one into the end zone, and all of a sudden, here in the final minute, things get a little bit tighter. And now in a 9-point game, they'll still just need to go for one here. And it's good, so that will get them back within one score. So still a chance with just over 20 seconds to go, but they need to get this one back, no doubt. And who's got it? I think the Ravens do, yes. And they're going to win this football game. Well, 4th quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
And he'll be hauled down at about the 30-yard line. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. Here's Jackson. He's going to wind up and air it out. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Paulson Adebo. And the Saints are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line. Well, they're not making it easy on themselves here down the stretch. 2 picks now in the 4th quarter, trying to hang on to that lead.
Talk about keeping someone in the game. Instead of being able to shut the door, it's still cracked open because they can come back on you now. The only people really happy about those picks, any fantasy team that has this defense.
Here's Winston. He's got Landry, and they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. Now they do indeed get the timeout, so all is not lost. They'll have a chance for one final heave to the end zone. receiver in motion right. One last shot now for Winston. He's going to let it fly. And that's intercepted yet again, and that could be the backbreaker. Picked off